Jared Rose for the Thomas McEwen NOLA.com at U-High with Garrett Temple, obviously now an NBA player who won a couple of championships here back in his high school days. Garrett obviously was an interesting offseason in the NBA. You end up signing a 2-year deal to stay in Washington. What kind of went into that? And because you had some other opportunities kind of come up, what went into the decision to stick with Washington?
Yeah, they had a few other teams showing interest. No official offers really, but you know, I wanted to be back in D.C., man. You know, we're building something there since my first year being there in 2012. You know, we were 4-28 at one point, and we bounced back when John was able to get healthy. Guys got healthy. We were able to show the type of team that we're capable of having when healthy. And then, you know, last year, being able to make it to the second round of the playoffs, push Indiana to 6 games, show what we're capable of doing, and show that we're able to improve even more. Re-signing our top back, you know, obviously John and Brad getting better. Signing a couple guys like Paul Pierce, bringing him in. You know, seeing the Otto Porters, the Glenn Rice Juniors, the way they played in Summer League. I think we have a team that's going to be able to contend in the East even more so than we did last year, and I definitely wanted to be a part of that. I love it in D.C. It was the first place that I've actually been able to call home for, you know, a number of years in my NBA career, so I wanted to continue that.
What was that like, the bouncing around through some teams in the early years and then now to actually get to settle down a little bit more?
Yeah, some teams, those 5 teams actually, you know, started in Houston, started in the D-League, then went to Houston, Sacramento, San Antonio, living out of my suitcase, honestly. Then went to Milwaukee, and then Charlotte. I was actually in Charlotte with a former teammate in Tyrus Thomas. You know, it was the dream because I'm playing in the NBA. But now looking back at it, being in the situation I am now, it's a very different situation. You know, in the earlier situation, you have to stay hungry because you're on 10-day contracts and you never know what the future holds. So you have no reason not to be hungry. Now you have to, you know, with a guaranteed contract, you have to continue to not be satisfied and understand that, you know, they have guys that are trying to get your spot, guys that are in a situation that I was in, you know, early in my career, trying to get that spot. So it's definitely different situations, but you know, I'm just blessed to be in the NBA, and I thank God every day for it.
What was the offseason like in terms of, your name got linked to the Heat when the Heat were still trying to figure out what's going on with LeBron and Bosh and Wade and all them. What is it like as a free agent who is not picking your spot from any team and any maximum offer or whatever to be kind of waiting to see where some other teams fall?
Yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking. Last year it wasn't as bad because, you know, Washington, we got it done real quick, I guess 2 or 3 days into free agency. This year was a little different. You know, a lot of guys were waiting for LeBron. You know, it was kind of like the LeBron domino effect. Yeah. Wherever he went, then teams would understand what they want to build their team around. And, you know, Miami did show interest. I had something with them in the past, you know, going to training camp with them, being there in 2012 for training camp. So, you know, we had that going on. But like I said, at the end of the day, after LeBron decided where he was going, you know, I always, in the back of my mind, wanted to go back to D.C., and they came with an offer that I couldn't refuse. So, but it definitely was nerve-wracking that first 2 weeks, especially, you know, the year prior, you know, getting it done so quickly. So, not being in this situation many times, it was nerve-wracking, but I'm happy with the outcome.
Now, moving forward, the East is a much-changed conference with LeBron and back in Cleveland. There's talk of Kevin Love going to Cleveland. What's kind of your outlook early on preparing for next season?
Well, you know, the East, like you said, is going to be a little more open. You know, there is no, you know, Miami Heat that, you know, went to the finals 4 times in a row. So somebody else may have a chance to get there. Miami's still going to be good with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, but LeBron and Cleveland, obviously, like you said, talk of Kevin Love. You know, the Bulls getting Pau Gasol, D Rose getting healthy, and I think us, you know, having guys, you know, the backcourt that we have, and bringing back the core that we brought back. It's going to be very interesting in the East. I think we're going to be, we're not going to be, I guess, the quote-unquote laughing stock like we were last year in terms of, you know, teams. You know, in the West, the 9th team had a better record than we had, and we were 3rd or 4th in the East, so, or 5th in the East. So it's going to be very, very competitive. I'm looking forward to it, and you know, we're getting to work. You know, I communicate with John, Brad, Martian, at least once a week, and we're talking about how we want to be a force this year, and we want to make it as far as we can.
There you go. Again, Garrett Temple now with the Washington Wizards, former U High and LSU basketball player, and for the Times-Picayune NOLA.com, Jarrett Roser.